Honestly, this topic of paradoxes has been on my mind. It's definitely something very expensive and profound. So the first card that we're going to get is what energy is surrounding you right now. Life is full of paradoxes, right? So these seemingly contradictory truths exist side by side, which is actually weaving the fabric, okay, the touch, the feel, the fabric of our lives. The more you actually think about it, the more fascinating it becomes to you. So it's as though the paradoxes of life are gentle reminders of the mystery that we live in. Even contemplating the paradoxes is like a next step. It's like an invitation to stop trying to solve everything and just be. So I'll get into my first paradox. We'll make it a card. Let's see what card flips out on what is the current spinergy. What is the current energy source? Spirit. So the Two of Wands is definitely a card of looking forward to a journey, an everlasting journey, which actually leads me to really the first paradox, which is you are already whole and yet you are always becoming. So even though there are certain things that you're wanting to do, wanting from life, wanting to discover things of that nature, if you think about it right now, you are whole as you are enough as you are, you're complete, but yet you're constantly changing, growing, and evolving into something more. So you can ask yourself, how could these both be true? But think about it as like a river. A river is complete. A river is a river after all, but it's never the same twice. As the water flows, the landscape shifts, the current starts to change. So you're like the river. You're whole, yet ever changing. So if you've ever felt like stuck, or if you ever felt like, you're not enough, remember this paradox. You are already perfect, but you're beautifully unfinished. It's like a masterpiece in the making. So let's get to clarifiers for this card here. Let's see. Okay, let's see what is influencing this current energy the most. Let's see what is influencing this current energy the most. The Emperor. The Emperor is one of the things that is influencing this current energy the most. So when you're looking at the Emperor, it's definitely the energy of authority. The energy of like security, knowing yourself, being, very in tune with yourself. I do want to get one more, before I give a whole synopsis. I do want to get like one more card. So let's get, how can you best best understand or navigate this energy. Okay. The card that popped out is the Chariot, the Chariot, the Chariot. So, the Two of Wands. By the Chariot is all about movement. The Chariot is all about that movement coming in. So, when you're looking at these cards like all together, this energy is like a fast moving, authoritative like position, like you're standing. It could be you're standing at a different crossroads. So the energy here is that you're contemplating your next move with the Two of Wands. You have a vision, for the future and the potential to expand your horizons. But this is also a moment of strategic planning before you take any action. That's what the Two of Wands is all about. And the Emperor is adding another layer of that structure and authority, and it brings your plans to life. So you're being called to embody the discipline and the leadership skills of the Emperor. With that confidence, you're building something that requires a strong foundation and unwavering resolve. So this card is also like signaling the path that is ahead and its best approach. It's like that Two of Wands energy. So your best approach is to have a lot of strategy and a lot of clarity coming from the Emperor, but also moving to the Chariot is clarifying that action is near, and like the time to take action is like here. So once you have already made a clear plan, made your decision, you're very determined and focused. Now it's all about a clear direction to drive forward. Success is definitely achievable, but it requires you to balance out any opposing, like internal and external, like opposing things within you in order to maintain control over the journey. The Chariot is not just about, willy-nilly movements. The Chariot is about, very thorough, very clear. It's like putting in a GPS, making sure that you're actually headed to the destination that you want. So, let's go to the second card. And back to the second part of the ramble. So the second card is what opportunity is coming your way. What opportunity is coming your way. Okay. Another paradox we have in life is that we find our greatest strengths in moments of vulnerability. We find the real strength within ourselves in these moments of vulnerability. When we're vulnerable, we let our walls down and allow ourselves to be seen or just to feel exposed. But in these moments, we're tapping into something so powerful. In order to be, clear in the direction that you're heading in life, you definitely have to be open and vulnerable with yourself. One just slipped out. So, we have the High Priestess, here, which is actually pretty funny because both of these numbers are twos, so you may be seeing 2 or 2, 2, 2. And this is the card too, so that's why I said 2, 2, 2. But yes, being vulnerable is actually, this is a great card that came out because the High Priestess is definitely one that is open and in tune with the light and the dark side. also about, ties in with the vulnerability. That kind of, vulnerability, it builds connection and it fosters trust. So it's like connection and trust with yourself, with the divine, with the world around you. It allows others to see the truth of who we are, and it allows yourself to accept and embrace the truth of who you are. So very often, the bravest thing that you can do is say, I don't have it all figured out, but using your intuition, the High Priestess card, in order to guide yourself, continuously guide yourself on this journey with the Two of Wands here. And that kind of honesty to say, like, this is who I really am. I don't mind not having it all figured out. That kind of honesty is strength, and it takes a lot of courage. So that's the beauty of, the paradox. It takes courage to be vulnerable, but through your vulnerability, you discover how strong you are. So let's get the clarifiers for the opportunity ahead. So the clarifying question is, what do I need to know about this opportunity? This opportunity to use your intuition to guide you steadily and, fully throughout this journey. So it's like an internal GPS. I love that. So what do you need to know about this opportunity? Immediately before I was about to shuffle, literally this card popped out on me. So the Nine of Cups energy is definitely about wish fulfillment. So if you look at just the Nine of Cups energy, that is all about being very happy and content with where you are. It's all about, that's also like the paradox of, like I mentioned before, being content with where you are, but also still striving for the things that you want, and that is a part of, like I said, the river aspect, which is like a river is already whole and complete, but you're still moving and traveling. So with that traveling and with that movement, the Chariot card, there's bound to be changes. So the more you go on, you're definitely going to experience those changes. So we have the Nine of Cups here. Let's shuffle again. So the opportunities that you have in front of you when you use your intuition and you let your intuition guide you, it opens you up to different opportunities rather than, you just following along, going along to get along and not being, truly satisfied with what you want or who you are, anything of that nature. So let's see, the second clarifier card is like, how can you prepare yourself to embrace this opportunity fully? So we have the Six of Swords that popped out. This card is all about, moving on, moving forward, and allowing yourself to realize what serves you, what does not serve you, and moving accordingly. Moving definitely accordingly. So, like I said, the High Priestess energy is about that deep inner knowing, that opportunity to use your spiritual awareness to get yourself ahead, further ahead. Like that spirit that's within you is really a part of the one. So it is more all-knowing than you and I can consciously comprehend. So you're definitely being called to trust the intuition and the wisdom that lies within you. Like there's no greater card for this besides this one. Only one that seconds it is like the moon, but the High Priestess is definitely that energy first and foremost. So there may be, answers and insights just beneath the surface, like within you, waiting for you to tap into them. This is a time to connect with your higher self towards that, like I said, personal fulfillment. And the Nine of Cups is also about emotional satisfaction. Okay, so it is suggesting that you trust your instincts and that your instincts will help you manifest your deepest desires. You are on the verge of achieving a sense of contentment and gratitude. So, just that gratitude for what you have and for more things to come, as life always brings. And the Six of Swords indicates like a transition period. Obviously, you can see their backs because they're, turning their backs because they're leaving, certain things behind. So, this card suggests like moving away from chaos or struggle into like a calmer, more peaceful state. So, this combined with the High Priestess is showing that your inner wisdom is guiding you to leave behind what no longer serves you in order to move into a more aligned and higher future for yourself. So, let's get your third card as well. Okay, so the third card will be on the action step. Okay, so the action step. While also thinking about the next paradox, which is embracing the impermanence. So just like this Six of Swords card, everything changes and yet life goes on. We know this truth like intellectually, but emotionally sometimes it is harder to grasp. You want to hold on to those good moments, the people that you love, and all of the things that bring you joy. But yet, change is inevitable, like the Six of Swords. Movement is inevitable, like the Chariot. Now the beauty, because there's beauty in all of the paradoxes, but the beauty in this one is that impermanence is what makes life so precious. If everything lasted forever, would you truly appreciate it? Would you actually savor the moments that make up your life, like the Nine of Wands, the Nine of Cups moments, or, anything that comes out for you, those intuition, anything? Would you actually savor these moments? Impermanence is what teaches you to be present. Now, this is definitely the hardest thing. It's like the Chariot energy and the Six of Swords energy. It's like that moving on energy, that not being stuck. Especially if you look around and you actually like your environment, but you see things that you need to improve. It's hard to, get moving, especially even if you're, not in love with the environment. We are, creatures of comfort as well. So it's not always easy, but it definitely gives life its depth and meaning. So let's see, what is your next step, basically, that aligns you with success? So the next step here is the Knight of Pentacles. Very disciplined, very focused. The Knight of Pentacles. Now let's look at, like I said, as far as action goes, that's one of the best cards that you can get, just because of, the discipline and the drive of, especially after you trust your inner voice, that action that you take is based off of, being steady for the spiritual side. So it's like the spiritual and the physical sides of you. Understanding, once you do that, it makes once you understand the spiritual side of yourself, it makes the physical actions that you have to take easier. Moving on or being very focused on your, direction, that is all easier So, what could be holding you back? Let's see. A clarifier. So, the old bondage of the past with the Nine of Swords is something that could definitely hold you back this time, right? One, two, three, four, five. Yep. That's something that can hold a person back. So even in the Swords energy, the thing about the Swords is like that saying that, the pen is mightier than the sword. In this case, it shows up because the Swords is all mental. So the leaving stuff behind energy is the energy of mentally leaving it behind and no longer like ruminating over things that don't serve you, or with this card is about being trapped in that energy of oh sorry, this is the 8, but yeah, being trapped in the energy of not being sure, or not celebrating yourself enough. So let's see, what support or resources do you need to take? Not even just the support, but what happens when you allow support, or you allow the structured of the intuition, trusting your intuition, and also taking action, like that Knight of Pentacles. So let's see. This is the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the 8 of Swords, and let's see what else. Okay. So the card that you have clarifying it as well, when you allow support, when you allow that support, the card that you have is the 6 of Wands, which is a celebration card, just off of the strength of, working hard. Like I said, the Knight of Pentacles, going back to the Knight of Pentacles, this is the steady. This represents steady and, continuous, thought out progress. So this energy is about the hard work that you do, and the patience and persistence that you have in achieving your goals. So you may be working on something that requires consistent efforts, but success will come through that diligence and your commitment. And the 8 of Wands is what's clarifying for you that you may feel like mentally trapped or limited by your fears in all of this movement. It's an easy thing to trust your intuition, like the High Priestess, when you're not in that movement in the action. Sometimes on your journey you get shaky. So that's the Eight of Wands energy. Sorry, the Eight of Swords energy. That suggests that their main obstacle is internal rather than external. So you will move and you don't have a problem moving, but your energy and what you think about your movement is also just as important as whatever you're doing. So these limitation is just as important as the actions that you're doing. So they're not permanent because they're mental. So by shifting your mindset, you can free yourself and easily move forward into the Six of Wands energy, which is that energy of celebration and acknowledgement for your victories. So there's definitely signifies victory, recognition, and overcoming challenges. Once you push through the mental barriers represented by the Eight of Swords, your hard work will lead to public acknowledgement and just personal pride because of your sense of accomplishment from continuing throughout this journey, even though it got hard. So, I feel like that's what your future looks like. So, getting back to the paradoxes of life, this is definitely the energy of, wisdom. The more you know, the less you know, which is a crazy paradox. If you ever thought about it, with so many things to learn on Earth, there's literally, you could learn from like the day that you actually, like middle school, let's say elementary, you could start learning from there to like the end of your life, and you will never learn everything that there is on the planet. All the languages and stuff, that's crazy. And even if you do learn like school things, understanding that wisdom comes from understanding how much there still is to learn. Like even people who are professionals in their field have to realize that there's still so much to learn within one sector of life. So with that awareness comes humility about, you stop needing to have all the answers and you start to embrace the mystery of life and acknowledging that there's something freeing about saying, I don't know, and having that curiosity and that wonder so that you're able to grow. So let's see, what does your future look like if you follow this path of intuition and using your intuition to guide your physical actions in this world? So, one card that came out is the Hermit. The Hermit is definitely the card of solitude, of being, okay with being on a path of all of your own, even if no one else is there. The Hermit, the card is the one about, being very sure of yourself, not wavering. So that's actually one of the, I think the paradoxes of life as well, is like finding peace in chaos. That's what the Hermit is like best known for. So the peace doesn't come from escaping the chaos, but it comes from finding stillness within it. So life is unpredictable and messy, and it can be full of the twists and turns on that Knight of Pentacles journey. But yet there's, a quiet place within you. Always. It's a still point that never changes, and it's always there waiting for you to return to it. These moments when your eyes are closed or whatever, like these peaceful moments, is always here for you. So you don't need to wait for the world to calm down or for problems to just magically disappear. You can always find peace right here, right now, in the middle of it. So that's what the Hermit is all about. It's about feeling the stillness within you. It's not about actually going and being a monk on your journey, which you may be, just more off to the side than most. But peace in all of your moments, and more than most people actually do. So let's get the clarifiers and see like what energy will support you in reaching this outcome. And let's also see what should you remain aware of as you move towards this outcome. This outcome looks like inner peace and calmness, even in the like shakiness of life. So let's see how you're moving towards that. Let's get to clarifiers for your outcome. So judgment kind of reminds me of like what people think, like the rapture or whatever, or like things of that nature will be like the great beyond or whatever. Just the judgment card is all about, the quote that comes to my mind is like, only source can judge me, only God can judge me. That energy of, not being swayed by the people of the world, what they may say about your decisions and how you chose to live out your life. So the Two of Wands is all about the long journey of life, not like just quick pit stops. And there's a lot of movement on this journey, and you're the only one using your intuition to guide you, and making the best decisions. And even if you make a misstep, finding the peace with that. So that energy of only you have the appropriate information to be able to fully judge you, and only someone who, like, imagine if you were actually on trial, they wouldn't be able to like put you on trial without giving a bunch of evidence and facts and things of that nature. So that is the energy. No one, if they don't know all of the facts, don't be worried about their judgment. Let's get one more clarifier. So the card that popped out was the 8. That's also a prevalent number as well. 8, 2. But yes, it's the 8 of Pentacles. So the 8 of Pentacles is all about that diligent hard work. That came up with the Knight of Pentacles as well. That's all about the energy of doing something over and over and over again, and not feeling tired of it, not moving from it. It's just about being very diligent about the work that you're doing, and that is that energy. So going back to the Hermit, a full reading of your outcome, we have the Hermit here, which is the introspection and the solitude and a search for a deeper meaning using your intuition. This card is about self-discovery and taking a look on the inside and stepping back from the outside world. So you're about to gain clarity about your purpose and your path and the things that you need in order to move on from wherever you are to wherever you need to be. This focus is on your inner guidance and that inner wisdom, and is shining a light on your journey ahead with this Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. The Judgment card is clarifying that your introspection is leading you to a moment of awakening. The Judgment card is about awakening, and the reckoning period that happens when you wake up. You're able to better assess whatever is going on. So it signals a time to assess reassess like past decisions, release those old patterns, and answer the call of your higher self. This is like transformation at an all-time high because you're being asked to step into your truth and realign with the purpose of you and not trying to, fit into societal or family expectations. So, and lastly, like I said, the Eight of Pentacles is about dedication and mastery. So it suggests that the growth and the clarity that you are seeking requires a constant effort and a willingness to, like, the Eight of Pentacles also is very refined in the skills and the knowledge that it takes. So that's what I was saying before. Even if you are in a particular field, you will realize that you can never know all of the things. So learning that's the paradox of life that I mentioned before. Not needing to have it all figured out, using whatever tools that you have, like this Eight of Pentacles energy, using the tools that you have and the knowledge that you have to move you forward, while also acquiring and picking up things that are going to be helpful for you on this journey. So this could involve a focus on like self-improvement, education, or honing your craft as a part of your spiritual or personal journey. So that is all we have for the tarot aspect. And just to end this off with a gentle reflection, life is definitely a paradox. It can get very messy, but also be very beautiful. And at the same time, having those simple moments of pleasure, that Nine of Cups energy, but also the bigger moments of, contemplation, which is the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So you don't need all of the answers. You don't need to solve every puzzle. You are here living this incredible, paradoxical life, and that's enough. So take another deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale. Let the paradoxes of life not worry you or complex you. Let them remind you of the beauty and the mystery and the magic of it all. Okay, I love that. So you're definitely a part of the great paradoxical universe. Everything